all-time scores for a playoff game. Can you explain a little bit about your performance tonight?
Okay. Should have made my free throws. I mean, I was just taking what the defense gave me, what my teammates were giving me, just taking advantage of the defense. And I think Cheryl said we had 28 assists on 35 points, 34 points.
Field goal.
35 field goals. So just the way we were moving the ball was so good, the way we were getting each other open and, making them get in rotation. So I just kind of was the recipient of that.
Thank you.
Well, she tied the single game. She's got a two-game record of 80 points, so she is first in that.
Keep going.
Thank you.
Oh, here we go. What do you got today?
Yeah.
What do you got today?
All good stuff, Coach.
I blame you.
She shouldn't have ever answered your question further than saying, man, how the hell am I supposed to know what a player is going to do when they're done playing?
It was obviously a great performance today.
He's so nice.
Fee, the way you all moved the ball, looks like you really exploited the mismatches when they were there. How does that moving the ball help this team and just sort of what you're able to do offensively today?
I think it just gets a lot of us in situations where we can take advantage of the defense. We have so many threats on the floor. It's really hard to, rotate too many people to one player. And so when we get the defense moving, that's when we're at our best. So, like I said, really just taking advantage of that.
For any of you, but third quarter, it felt like you got back to the defense of the regular season, the defense you'd wanted to see all, series. Sort of what was, that halftime discussion that led to a strong third quarter defensively that we've gotten accustomed to seeing towards the end of the regular season.
Man.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
How the defense got rolling in the third quarter, Lan.
Oh, yeah, I did. I heard that part. I think that, we did have a chat at halftime about what getting back to what we needed to do, and we knew that they were going to come out really, really hard this game. Like, they were going to be desperate this game. And so halftime was a chance to, answer that desperation that they showed in the first half. And I think that we did a really good job of matching that intensity. And I won't say that we matched their physicality, because I don't think they're leaving with black eyes, but I think that we matched their physicality to a point where we were able to assert ourselves offensively as well. And I'm just really proud of how people stepped up too. Like, I think T did a really good job defensively today. I think Mackie did an amazing job today. I thought BC did awesome. She was tasked with a really hard matchup, and she just, no matter what happened, she gets knocked down, she gets back up and goes and defends again, So I think we just answered that intensity that they showed.
And for you individually, guarding in the post and players like BG and Natasha Mack in a playoff series is a pretty big challenge. Just how did you feel challenged, and how did you feel that you responded to that challenge?
At halftime, I said to Cheryl, I need help. I need help. But I mean, that's been the story for me this entire season. Like, I'm an undersized center. I wouldn't even really refer to myself as a center. Like, that's not my position. But that's what I'm having to guard. And so I've had that experience all season. And I think what I've had to learn throughout this season is that it's okay if people score. Like, we win the game, Like, she's a great player. Like, BG's a great player. She's a generational talent just with her size and her skill. So she's going to score, and she's going to have big games. And that's okay. We won. And so I will say at halftime, hey, I need help. But when the game's over, I'm like, good job, everyone else,
Well, I would say for Lan, typically we would be interested in providing, and we did talk about it. We just didn't do it for you, Lan. But there were other things that we were taking away. And it was hard to prioritize those things and some of our post defense that we like to play. And, Lan's super competitive and doesn't want to get scored on. And I just told her, it's okay. It's okay. Let them have their twos. It's okay.
Yeah.
One more for Lan, if I could. I don't want to catch you off guard here, but beginning of the season, media day, we're in this building, and you talked to us about going back to when you got cut by Indiana and thought that playing in the WNBA at that time just might not be something for you or for your career. Fast forward to now being, one of the anchors of this team and a huge part of the defense and the offense to play a huge role in bringing the Lynx back to the semifinals. Just interested in your perspective of how you've grown, and then also just this season for you going from kind of the lowest of lows to, being in the Final Four here.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this so many times. It's all about opportunity. And I landed myself, I didn't do it. I think I was given a really, really good chance by a really good group of people. And I am really lucky. I find myself really grateful that I've fell into this situation where I've been put in a position to succeed. One, I've been supported no matter what's happened throughout the season, and they're not looking at what's happened with me previously. They're not looking at, hey, she got cut, we're not interested in her. There's been a belief in me from the very start, and when you have a group of people behind you, especially people like this, your head coach and your best player on your team, who have that belief in you, it just lifts you to higher heights. And I think that shows with just how well we've done this season. It's not just me that's experiencing that. It's everyone else on this team. It's Courtney who's come in this season. It's T who's come in. It's Mai who's come in later. You're just lifted to this place where you have confidence and you want to win with these people, And so I look back at being cut and I think I'm so happy that happened to me. I'm so happy that I was cut from that team and it led me to this, because now I'm in the semifinals of this season in the WNBA and that team's not. So I'm just going to drum the mic there.
Another viral moment.
Coach,
It wasn't me this time.
Coach, obviously you've coached and seen a lot of greatness in the last, 15 years in this city. Can you just talk about what you saw in the last, 4 nights from Fee and just, what it was like to be able to be on the sideline and watching her ascend to that level?
Yeah. And a lot of times it's about matchups and taking advantage of us, either stylistically, a defense. Fee just has the ability to, each game, know what it is that she's going to get, how she's going to get it. She can, she's like an amoeba that if they're going to let her be in the paint, then she's going to find herself in the paint. She's going to screen. She's going to roll. If the paint's going to be more difficult, she understands how to play in movement and be on the perimeter, and then shoot the basketball. I think she's shooting the three well, and she just finds different ways to impact the game based on what's dictated. What I saw the last 2 days last 2 games, just the greatness. Honestly, when we're in it, I'm not a big, they hand us the box score during the game, and I just grab it and I just throw it on the ground because I'm on to the next. I don't look. I did have a moment in the first half, and I looked up, and I saw it on the in-arena scoreboard. She had 22 in the first half, and I thought, wow, that's pretty good. Didn't realize she had done that well. But she just, and I've said this before, when she came out of college, she was in the same space as Maya Moore and Brianna Stewart, statistically. She was right there with those 3. So her doing what she's doing in the WNBA is not a surprise, and the MVP, just the evolution of Fee every time she plays. We talked about the humility. She understands the game. She listens. And she said to me when we subbed her out, because I told the team before the game, look, Fee's not going to get 38 tonight. So she came out and she said, Coach, you were right. She had 42. So that was incredible run. That's the most in 2-game span, 80 points. And so just seeing Fee continue to just do things for the first time that's done in our league history, she's earned that.
And for Fee, I was going to ask, the challenge of staying humble after scoring 80 points in 2 games. and I was wondering whether you've gotten a text from Brianna yet.
From Brianna?
Yeah.
Stewart? Oh, tried her in points?
Yeah, she's the one that singled it.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I haven't checked my phone yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think you talked about humility, and it's not like I sit back and think about, okay, I need to score this many points to break a record. I'm just playing for my team. I'm trying to win a game. I'm trying to take advantage of what the defense is giving me. It's not even like I'm going out there with a point, goal in my head. I'm just trying to win the game. And so at the end of the day, that's all that matters to me. That stuff is really cool, but if you're not winning, it doesn't matter. So all I'm focusing on is, making it to the next round and playing our next game. So I think that stuff just comes from really great teammates. We had so many assists. I think all my baskets were assisted. My teammates did a great job of finding me, just taking advantage of what the defense was giving us.
Cheryl, last season we spoke a lot about you saying you wanted to build this franchise the right way, lay the foundation, get people who wanted to play together. How would you assess that foundation right now, and how do you challenge your team moving forward?
Yeah, I think we're on track. We talked about last year sort of finding our identity and our path forward, and we were able to build on that in free agency and acquiring Lan and Courtney Williams, 2 huge additions in free agency, trading for T, the right people. That's the core of it. I think it's the single most important thing that we do in this journey of building a sustainable team, that you can sustain your success. And so I think the target of players in their prime that can be with a franchise for a number of years, not just what we would call stopgaps, just, hey, a 1-year type of deal. We would love for our group to stay together because it's a group that can sustain success. And so, I'd say after 2 seasons, we like where we are, and, we'll see how things turn out, and, we'll continue to build and bring the right people in.
Hey, Coach, it was a 1-point game when that flagrant foul was called. I think Kayla hit a 3 right after that, and you guys went on a run. What did you think about how you guys responded there? Because it looked like you kind of took control of the game at that point. Yeah.
I don't remember the succession of plays after that. I know it impacted us. I know how we felt. We had to respond physically in this game, and we knew that. We knew that they were going to come after us and try to play in a way that would knock us off our stride. That's probably the thing I'm most proud about, is that we stood in there, and we took a lot of hits. We were convinced that they couldn't play that way the whole game. And if they tried, they would find themselves exactly where they found themselves, with players fouling out and us being at the free throw line.
I have one quick thing. If, in fact, this was Diana's last season, and the Target Center crowd gave her a nice standing ovation when she left the court, you've seen her for her whole career.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that kind of era coming to a close and how different the league will be?
Yeah.
She's gone?
20 years is incredible. It's really incredible to even think about, 20 years at a high level. And I've said this repeatedly, one of the all-time great competitors in any sport. And the thing that when you're around Diana, and Lan can speak to it as a former teammate, her ability to get up every day and go take care of your body and be one of the most well-conditioned athletes that takes the floor every single time. It's the only way you're able to continue to perform at the level that she was able to perform at all the way through her 20th season. So the league will miss one of the all-time greatest competitors. 20 years is, I don't know, is that a generation? It's a generation, and so pretty incredible. So congratulations to her if it is indeed, this was her last. Congratulations on an incredible career.